Hello students, we have started the unit 3 of database management system, that is DBMS unit 3. Unit 3. Okay, so this unit 3 of database management system is the relational model or relational model. This unit we have started in previous class. So here data are stored in a row column format, that is the tabular format. Okay, so data or values are stored in a table. So whenever we are creating a table, that is one type of relation. And also we have defined the arrangement of row and columns. A row in case of database table, that is called the tuple, and a column that in relational table, that is the attribute. So in data relational model, we have accepted a example, a relation person. Suppose a relation whose name is person. Okay, in a person there are so many attributes. Okay, that thing we have taken example in a previous video class. Suppose there is a person ID, then name, then age, address, and here we are storing some values in this way. We can store informations, number of information. Suppose person ID a 101, name suppose ABC, age suppose 19, address suppose BBSR. In this way we can enter so many values in this table. This thing we have discussed. So here one thing, this is the tuple presentation, and this is the field. This is the field or attribute. You can call these are the attributes. So here 4 attributes are there. Okay, 4 attributes are there. So tuple, they are the fields or the attributes. Okay, so attribute of the relation person is person ID, name, age, and address. And these attributes have different data type. So here age data type will be an integer, and address is some string or character. Okay, similarly name is also string. So different data types can be, suppose date of birth as date. So different data type can be stored also. But in case of here attribute, all data types are same, similar. So attributes are of similar data type, but tuple is not similar data type. So attributes are the homogeneous. Okay, these are the homogeneous, these are the heterogeneous. Okay. Now we will discuss about this attribute name. Okay, so name. So here name, it can be duplicate. A person having number of similar name. Age may be duplicate also. Address also may be duplicate. But here one thing you can mark here, this value can never be duplicate. So now we'll discuss different attributes having different data type in a tuple in a relation. And there are so many types of values. These are the called the keys. Okay, these attribute values are called the key, database key. Okay, this is the key, this is another key, this is another key. Okay, so these are the keys. So today we will discuss about different keys used in the relational or DBMS. Okay, so today we will discuss different keys in database management system or DBMS keys. You can call DBMS keys. DBMS keys. Okay. Now you can see there are so many types of different types of keys you are using in this relational database table. So a DBMS key, these are the attributes. These are the attributes. These are nothing but these are the attributes, or these are the set of an attribute which helps to identify a row or tuple in a relation. Is attribute or set of attribute or set of attributes. This database management system DBMS key is nothing but the attributes or set of attributes that uniquely identify a row or tuple in a relation. Okay, they allow to find the relation between two tables. By the help of these keys, we can relate two tables, or we can relate different tables or database tables. Okay, so this key helps uniquely identify a row in a table by combination of this name. By combination of these keys or more columns in a table, we can have different types of operations. Okay. Now discuss various types of keys are there. There are various types of keys like primary key, foreign key, candidate key, okay, alternate key, okay, super key, compound key, and so on. Composite key, surrogate key. Okay, there are so many keys we are using in database table, and one by one we will discuss. So you have to understand what is a primary key, what is a foreign key, what is a candidate key, what is alternate key, what is compound key, what is super key, what is composite key, what is surrogate keys, all the things. There are different keys we are using in the table. So today we will discuss the important keys. Those are used in relational table. By the help of these keys, we can relate between tables, database tables. Okay. So today we'll discuss. Now we'll discuss the primary key. Okay. Now discuss the primary key. First one is one by one we will discuss. Now see the primary key. Okay. So this is primary key is most important because each and every table there must be one primary key. Without a primary key, a record cannot be uniquely identified. What is the primary key? That cannot be duplicate. That will be uniquely maintained. For example, your Aadhaar number, your voter, your roll number, registration number, okay, they are bank account number. these numbers are uniquely maintained. Your mobile number also, that is unique, no duplicate. There will be no duplication. So it is a column or a group of columns. The primary key is also a attribute or set of attributes. Means it is a column or a group of columns. Okay, that is uniquely identifying to every row in the table. In database table, this primary key is uniquely identified. Okay, the primary key cannot be duplicate, meaning the same value cannot be appearing more than once. Means suppose a number is given, the primary key is given, there will be no chance to place same value. Okay, so table cannot have more than one primary key. So that a primary key, table must be a primary key. Okay, now here the primary key first characteristic, it cannot be the uniquely identification. It is used for unique identification or uniquely maintained. It must be uniquely maintained, right? It is unique. This primary key is unique. There will be no same value, and every row must have a primary key. Every row there should be must have a primary key. Must have a primary key. Every table there must be a primary key, and this primary key must not be null. Must not be null. This primary key cannot be null. It must possess a value. Okay, it must possess a value. It cannot be null. Whenever designing data type, you are given data type, there should be this must not be at the time we are putting the default value. It must not be null. Not null, you can be very using. And the value in a primary key column can never be modified or updated if any changes required. This cannot be changed, cannot be modified. This primary key cannot be modified. This primary key cannot be modified or updated. Okay, so it is uniquely maintained. Primary key is uniquely maintained. It must have every table must have a primary key. One or more key can be considered the primary key, and this primary key must not be null. It cannot be modified or updated. Okay, so the value of the primary key can never change. That means it cannot be modified. Okay. For example, a person ID. Example, in the previous example, there is a person ID. This key is considered as the primary key for the relation for the table person. So person ID is considered as the primary key because this primary key is universally, it is uniquely maintained. So it is considered as the primary key. This key can never be duplicated. No two persons are having same person ID. No two persons having same Aadhaar number, because Aadhaar number may be considered as the primary key. Okay, so these are all the primary key. Then second we will discuss about the foreign key. Okay, now discuss the foreign key. This is the foreign key. Okay, so primary key is uniquely maintained. That's uniqueness, and a primary key of a table can be the key of another table. Can be the key of another table. In that table, this the primary key. This primary key is called the foreign key for the current table. Can you get my point? Suppose there are two tables. In table 1, suppose person ID in person table. Person ID is the primary key. If person ID again is the key of another table, then for that table person ID becomes the foreign key. Okay, so a non-key attribute whose values are derived from the primary key of the some other table is known as the foreign key. Okay, so these attributes are derived from the other table in which that key is considered the primary key. That means the primary key of a table becomes the foreign key of another table. Okay, a non-key attribute whose values are derived from the primary key of some other table, that is the known as foreign key. Okay, that means a primary key of a table is may be the non-key attribute, non-primary key attribute in another table. In that table, that non-key attribute as a non-key attribute, it is considered the foreign key. We will give the example for that. And a foreign key is a column that creates a relationship. Why we are creating this foreign key? That means a primary key of a table may be the non-key attribute, means non-primary attribute of another table is considered the foreign key of the current table. Okay, why we are using this primary key, this foreign key? This foreign key is used to relate. Okay, it creates a relationship. It creates a relationship between tables. It creates relationship between tables. Because whenever we want to relate two tables, there must be a common key field. Okay, so foreign key also helps to relate, to give relationship among tables. Okay, the purpose of this foreign key is to maintain data integrity also. So it maintains data integrity. It also maintains data integrity. So we know the data integrity. We are collecting data from different tables. So it is used to for data integrity and allows navigation between two different instances of an entity. So it allows navigation, and it allows navigation. Another point we can write: it allows navigation. It allows navigation. It allows navigation between two different instances of the entity. Instance means a peak time value, the instance value of an entity. Suppose we are giving putting entity value person ID 101. So while manipulating, suppose current result position or current record is person ID 101. That's the instant value. Okay, that's the instance of the entity. Okay, so it acts as a cross reference between two tables. Then it acts as a cross reference. It acts as a cross reference between two tables. Okay, because it refers the primary key of another table. This is cross reference. So this is the foreign key. That is foreign key is the key primary key of a table. In foreign table, it is a non-key attribute, and we are creating this foreign key for a relationship between tables, and it also maintains data integrity and allows navigation of the different instance value of the entity. And it acts as a cross reference because it references the primary key of another table. Okay, so this is all about the foreign key. Now we will give an example to show the primary key and foreign key. Okay. Example. Okay. Suppose a table teacher. Suppose there is a table teacher. The attributes of this teacher. Suppose teacher ID, name and designation. Suppose teacher ID, name and designation. Okay. And another table, suppose department. Suppose there is another table, that is for department. Whose attributes, suppose department code, department name, okay, department code, department name and department head. So consider two tables. One is your teacher table, whose attributes is teacher ID, name, designation. Another table, suppose department. There are some attributes like department code, department name, and department head. Okay. So however, there is no way to see which is search work in which department. We cannot find it. Suppose a teacher name Ashok is working in which department. We cannot find. There is no way to search this type of values because there is no relation between these two tables. We cannot able to relate. This is teacher table and department table. So if these two tables carrying these type of attributes values, these two tables cannot be related. Okay, it cannot be related. So which search work in which department we cannot find out. A person having a teacher having a teacher ID this, in which department we cannot search this type of a query. Okay, so adding the foreign key in department code to department teacher ID and name, we can create a relationship between two tables. So we can relate by using the foreign key. How? Suppose teacher ID, department code. Okay. Suppose teacher table can be modified as teacher ID, then teacher ID, then department code, name and designation. If a teacher ID, if a teacher table having this type of attribute, then we can easily relate because there is a teacher code in teacher ID, common attribute. There is another department code in department table. In department code is the primary key, and here in department code maybe the non-primary key, non-key attribute in the relation teacher. Because in teacher, in this teacher table, teacher ID is the primary key. Okay, this teacher ID is the primary key. And department table, department code is the primary key, because this department code can never be duplicated. Okay, now combination of these two, that means this department code is the primary key. This is the primary key. This is the primary key of department, of a table department. But here this department code is the foreign key. Okay, because there is another primary key, that is teacher ID. So in department table, department code is the primary key, and in teacher table, department code will be the foreign key. Now we can easily understand what is the primary key and what is foreign key. So this concept is known as referential integrity. This foreign key is also called as referential integrity. Okay, this is the referential integrity. Okay, so the most important key, primary key and foreign key, you are using in database table. Most frequently used database DBMS keys, that is the primary key and foreign key. Okay, now we can go for next key, that is the candidate key. Another third important key is your candidate key. The candidate key. So a combination of several attributes acts as a primary key is the combination of more than the combination of several attributes, combination of several attributes acts as a primary key is called candidate key. Okay, so combination of several attributes acts as a primary key is known as candidate key. Suppose sometimes we require more than one key. That will be used as a primary key. Okay, so in this case we can say these are the candidate key. Okay, so a table can have multiple candidate keys. A table can have multiple candidate key. A table can have a multiple candidate key, but only a single primary key. Okay, but only a single primary key. Okay, a table can have a several candidate keys, but a single primary key. Okay, so now we will see this candidate key is a combination of several attributes as a primary key, and candidate key, there is a multiple keys can be considered the candidate key, but there must be a single primary key. Then we see the properties. Okay, now see the properties of this the candidate key. What are the important properties that we are having for these keys? That is the properties. Now see the properties of this candidate key. It must contain a unique value. Same concept. It must contain a unique value. So unique value must be contained. Okay, and it may have multiple attributes. It may have multiple attributes. Okay, multiple attributes, several attributes. Okay, and must not contain null value. Another important is must not contain null value. Okay, must not contain null value, and it should contain a minimum field to ensure the uniqueness. So minimum number of attributes or combinations of minimum number of attributes must be taken unique. So we have to arrange, we have to combine minimum number of attributes which can be maintained unique. Means this must contain a unique value, and multiple attributes can be taken as the candidate key, and this cannot be this must not be contain a null value, because we have to identify unique. Okay, this is uniquely identify each record in a table. Okay, example, let us discuss a table, a student. Suppose there is a student table. In a student table, suppose there is a roll number, student ID. Okay, suppose example, a table or relation, suppose a student. We are taking for the example to understand the candidate key. Suppose there is a student table whose attributes we can take roll number, okay, roll number, student ID. Suppose I am writing SID. Okay, then name can be first name, last name. So first name, last name, first name, last name, address, okay, email, address, email, etc. Suppose this was. Okay, so a student table whose attributes is roll number, student ID, or registration number, first name, last name, address, and email. So in this table, three column I am choosing, that is roll number, student ID, and email. Okay, suppose I can choose these three attributes as the candidate key, which help to uniquely identify. So these three attributes combiningly they identify a record uniquely. Okay, so this candidate key which helps us to uniquely identify the student record in the table. Okay, so these three attributes can be uniquely identified to a student record. So these three attributes combiningly we can consider as the candidate key. Okay, so combination of this keys, more than one keys, I can take unique identification. These three key must be sufficient to identify unique, because name may be the duplicate, last name, first name may be the duplicate, address may be the duplicate. Okay, so for this, for our example, these three roll number, student ID and email, combiningly they can consider as the candidate key. Okay, so today in our video we have studied three different important keys that are used in DBMS table. One is the primary key, foreign key, and candidate key. Okay, next keys we will discuss in the next class, and watch this video, and the description for all these keys can be sent to you. Okay, on your group. Thank you for watching all these things. Okay.